Hello, this is the H-Town Rundown Houston Rockets basketball podcast. As per usual, we got a lot of guests today. We got a lot of things going on, so let's jump right into the intro. What's good, everybody? Thank you for joining us on another beautiful Friday for the Houston Rockets H-Town Rundown Basketball Podcast. I got our usual guys, Donte and Ryan, man, and we got special guest, Chris Gorman. He's over on the Rockets Round Robin, man. Be sure to check him out. We got a lot of things to talk about today, man. Gorman, let's start off with you, bro. How are you?
Doing good, man. Busy as ever. Got a football league that I'm in charge of. Just trying to take care of that right now. So it's been super busy for me lately.
For sure, man. For sure. Well, it's good to have you on the show. Glad you're able to make some room in your unbelievably busy schedule. But thanks for popping on, brother. We love to have you, man.
Glad to be here.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Y'all still got the best intro music by far to me. I'm over here jamming every time.
It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Thank you. Donte, man, how are you, bro? You got a lot going on today, man. What's good? Oh, he got his headphone. He ain't got that
the wrong one.
Man, I'm excited. I'm excited, man. I say, I got Chris on here, man. Had to give him a round of applause. Well, whoever's special guest, got to give him a round of applause, man, because see greatness, the Rockets community coming together. Now we finally get see our Rockets play for goddamn something at once. We haven't did it for 3 years and probably into this year. But it's good to be on here with you guys, my guy Ryan, you and Chris, man. So like I said, just can't wait for the upcoming season, man.
For sure, man. And we got a lot to break down here, man. Finally, Ryan, bro, how are you, man? It's another beautiful day today.
I'm good, bro. Thank you. Starting to get back into the swing of things. Scheduled. We're back at college now, new town home. So fresh start this year at college. So let's get it going. Back to where it all started with the H-Town Rundown and me being on it.
Yes, sir, man. It all leads back to us. Is that selfish to say? Guys, okay, let's get right into it. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Speaking of Amen, Amen. USA men's basketball won as per usual in spectacular fashion. I mean, from LeBron to Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid stopped flopping. We ended up winning gold.
Don't forget Jason Tatum.
Oh, yeah. All the 478 bench class he had on it. It was absolutely phenomenal, guys. But USA won gold. The women's tournament as well won gold. It was the first time ever that two teams, the USA and France, faced off in the finals of the respective Olympics at the same time, and both that same country ended up winning gold. Crazy history being made here. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down here. First off, I hate Curry. We all know this. I'm not the big, Rockets fans. Curry. Yeah, I gotta give him the respect, man. 100%, I gotta give him the respect. I don't know what kind of magnet ball that bro had going on in that fourth quarter against France, but hey, if this is what it feels like to be a Warriors fan, like, man, no wonder y'all always high as hell. That was phenomenal. Guys, what are some of the plays you saw from just the Olympics in general? But I mean, from that France game especially, I mean, from bullying Wemby to, Steph, LeBron doing the thing. What were some of the things that you decided to see that made us, like, for sure we were going to win gold? Gorman, I want to start with you, man. What were some things that you liked?
Man, that was impressive. That was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, watching on an afternoon basketball and seeing Steph Curry do that and being on the good side of it, kind of nice,
The receiving end,
it's definitely a different experience. It took me a little while to come around, but late in that game, I mean, that was just impressive to watch and to see it coming from all different areas. Durant, LeBron, Ant had some moments where he was good. Tatum in his limited action. Bam was real good. But, here's a Rockets benefit out of this. All these guys that are playing, and it's most of the West Conference top of the bunch, elite Western Conference players, and they're playing an awful lot of basketball right now. And, for a young athletic bunch to come in there every night, having to face that, and then you playing that extra basketball, late in the season, you can definitely deal with injuries or, just kind of fatigue throughout the season, especially with all those veterans that were there.
Yeah, I mean, when was the last time LeBron played more than 66 games?
Right.
It's gonna be interesting to see, and that is a good point. I cannot wait to come back to that here shortly. But hey, man, again, thank you for coming on the show, man. USA gold, baby, greatest country on earth, of course, winning once again as we always do since 2008. Essentially, all we know how to do is win. Who said what? Biden said America owns the finish line. Hey, he wasn't wrong, because we definitely do. Donte, man, tell me about some of the things you saw during the Olympics that you really like to see. I mean, there was a lot. There was a lot of moments during the Olympic Games that we saw. But what was something that stuck out to you for sure?
What stuck out to me, man, Chris did bring up, LeBron and Curry them, but I'm gonna bring up, Bam Adebayo, Drew Holiday. Those guys are some of the most underrated guys in the NBA. Drew Holiday don't get enough credit for his two-way position, the way he plays. Defense, shooting, can lock somebody up on the defensive side of the basketball. Bam Adebayo just incredible, man. For undersized, they can play both power forward and center, man. The guy, playmaking, shooting ability, defense ability to take the rim, man. This guy's just incredible, man. So you ain't got to give credit to those guys. They played a huge role. Why Team USA definitely won the gold medal. Even when Joel Embiid, was playing like straight garbage throughout the first part. I mean, he was playing like trash. I mean, but Bam Adebayo took all those minutes and he made the most, and he was really something good. AD was good in the stretch. But I want to mention those two. And like Chris said, I'm going to take it even a step further on Thompson. It makes me really believe that Thompson will be on that team one day. Will be on that Team USA team. He actually played well and balled out against those guys too, man. Against one of those guys. These are the top NBA players in the NBA in our league. And Amen Thompson went him, and now he balled out, which really made me believe that he's going to be on that team. He's going to be on that team one day. The coaches like him. The players said great things about him. And this guy's gonna be something really, really good. And I think he's gonna be on that team and playing that extra basketball along with him, Jabari Smith. That's gonna help them in the long run. That should help them this upcoming season. Playing those guys, and letting everybody know, hey, I can score against the top talent. I can be effective against top talent in the NBA. They clearly showed that in that training camp.
Yes, 100%. I think that speaks to a lot of things about not only their own individual skills and athleticism and whatnot, but like the IQ to be able to score on these players in the training camp. Like, obviously they're not giving it 100%, but I mean, LeBron isn't going to sit there and let you get that easy ass layup, right? Like, the only person you're probably eating on out of all those guys is probably Curry and Tyrese Halliburton, and that's it. Other than that, like Anthony Edwards in practice, I can only imagine what facing that dude in practice was every day, and being able to play against top tier talent is going to lead into, our next conversation. Again, super excited to get into that one. But I mean, Ryan, man, saving the best for last year. What were some of the things you saw in the Olympics that were just eye popping?
I'm not going to sit here and lie. I didn't get to watch much of the Olympics. I don't think I watched a single game. But USA gold, baby.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
We got that American Eagle screech. You know what I mean? It was fantastic, right?
I will say, from the clips that I've seen, I've been standing on business about never saying anything about good. I've been standing on business about never saying anything good about Steph Curry since 2013. So we'll keep that going. But Anthony Edwards, he's gonna be good.
This man, he's a bona fide hater, and I'm here for it. Someone's got to be the ultimate Curry hater. This man.
I think my favorite play of the Olympics, or the clip that I saw, was Rudy Gobert getting yammed on.
He did, bro. He got dunked on by that boat.
Defensive player of the year. He got dunked on by a bum.
For sure, man. Another thing we haven't talked about yet regarding these guys before we move on to the next thing is, I mean, Devin Booker was very consistent the entire time, and that's kind of a player as Houston Rockets, as the organization has kind of been potentially looking at with all the picks and some stuff going on there. So there is something to that, and he did ball out. He was pretty
Booker
good.
was the Aaron Holiday of Team USA. He went very under the radar, but played very well.
He did. Yeah. He really did. That's actually a good way to put it. He played really great. And then I don't know, something kind of disappointing was like Steve Kerr not playing Tatum. Like, I'm not a Boston fan. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not against it.
I don't like Boston, but like you got Jason Tatum on the bench. How do you get to Team USA, right? You get selected, to be one of the best players in the world, going out there to win and bring home gold, and you don't play a single minute in back-to-back games. Isn't that incredible? Now, I don't want to say that it's leading anything against Tatum. I want to say this is maybe against like Coach Kerr, because we saw against Serbia, we were down like 16, and it took Curry going, I mean, literally Super Saiyan, just like this incredible display. Second most points ever in a single game, second most threes ever made in a single game behind Carmelo Anthony. Back-to-back records right there against Serbia, which, to be fair, Serbia, a good team, obviously. They did a lot of good things. And obviously you've got one of the top, if not the best player in the entire world on that team in Nikola Jokic. But Team USA should have won, not been down 16. Right? I mean, with all the talent that we've got, I mean, we got Kevin Durant, LeBron, and Curry. I mean, we thought the Golden State Warriors in 2017 was the Avengers. No, this was the Avengers we just sent out. Like, there was no way we should have been down that much. And obviously, there's a lot of things to that, but I think this was more of a coaching job issue rather than a skill issue. Does anyone want to agree, disagree on that?
Speaking of coaches, I mean, shout out to Royal Ivy. I do agree.
Yes.
I do agree with you. I thought the coaching was a little suspect the whole time. I thought, it seemed kind of odd. They had a lot of guys on the bench that I thought would probably be better for the job. Kerr has played, pretty much the same group of guys. It's not like his rotations or anything special or anything like that. And to ask him to kind of funnel out rotations with that many all-stars or all-NBA guys, I thought it was a bad move from the jump. I would try to get somebody who's a little bit more hard line like Spoelstra. And I thought he should have, been more of the USA voice, going forward instead of Kerr.
100%,
I saw a report that said that going forward, Spoelstra might be the head coach. Kerr's probably going to step down from that position.
Correct.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It's about time.
Mm-hmm.
He almost lost us the Olympics in 2020 against Tokyo.
Yeah, but I mean, it was Kevin Durant and McCall Bridges.
You also had Devin Booker and Bam Adebayo
and
Jason Tatum and Drew Holiday.
Damian Lillard was on that team as well.
Yeah, Dame was on.
Maybe I'm thinking of the FIBA World Cup, maybe.
Yeah, you're thinking of the super team role players we sent out there. It was Ant, Tyrese Halliburton, and all those other younger guys. Not calling Ant.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Ant. Hold on now. We love Minnesota. Hashtag Iowa. But just in general, it was interesting to see kind of the issues that came about with this elite team. And Royal Ivy, back to you, Gorman. First off, coached his ass off against Team USA. I mean, wow. The fact that it took a superhero effort from a 95-year-old LeBron James carrying Team USA as usual to beat this team, South Sudan, I believe. Wow. They for sure left their mark, and I'm excited to see where they go in the next FIBA World Cup and the next Olympics. Real Ivy coached. I think he might have earned himself.
He's going to get a head coaching job.
Yeah.
I don't think he will be with our Rockets for too long. I think players and I think GMs they looked at that and they paid attention to that. Roy Ivy with a young team or a playoff caliber team, that dude can be a very good head coach in the league, man. I don't think it will be too long before he gets some interviews for a head coaching job.
So Steven Silas or Royal Ivy? Oh man,
you can't even compare the two.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're
Royal
right.
Ivy had a better 1 month with Team USA than Steven Silas had a whole month with the Rockets through his 3-year career with us.
John Lucas was 2-0 with the Rockets.
John Lucas.
John Lucas was undefeated with the Rockets. He beat a
One of those games
was
was
against
where
Milwaukee.
Jabari turned into the locked man. Yeah.
That was good. One of them was against Milwaukee.
Where is John Lucas at now?
He's
in the front office.
Yeah.
He's in the Rockets front office. Yeah.
He also
still
has
does a lot of it.
he's got a John Lucas like foundation thing that he does as well on Twitter. Shout out. So check that out. It's really good count over there. Okay, so next thing we're talking about some of the young guys, some of the things about Amen and not much Jabari, but really just kind of focusing on Amen, his athleticism, what he can learn from Team USA. So our guys being over there, Jabari and Amen being on this USA Team Select. I'm interested, like, what are some things that you guys may think they're going to learn? Ryan, I want to start with you. Like, what do you think are some of the key factors that they'll learn?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. Bro is spacing out over there. Oh, yeah.
No. It's just I had to turn the volume up.
No, you're straight, man. So what are some of the things that from the USA Select team that Amen and Jabari played on? What are some of the things that you can expect them to learn or potentially carry over into the regular season that they might have learned from the actual gold medal winning team?
Well, I mean, I hope that they learn how to play with other players on their team. I'm not saying they're ball hogs or they don't, but I think playing around as much talent as they did, I hope it shows them how to play as a team with as much talent as they have on the team. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah, no, yes, yeah. Playing around a talented team and how to share the ball efficiently. That's something that's
right.
pretty important. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm saying that because they played on such a talented team with Team USA Select, and the Rockets are such a talented team themselves with so much potential, they can take what they learned from the Team USA Select team and bring it over to the Rockets.
100%. That's a very good point. Sir Chris, man, what you got for us? Anything that you're kind of interested in seeing them carry over?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to follow after talking about how bad the coaching was. Now, I mean, being around those people is big, just making those relationships with, some of these big names is actually really, really important for some of these guys. They latch on to some of these veterans and, they get to texting back and forth, going over different little things and, they end up finding a mentor out of it, working out in the off season, things like that. That's always a benefit, not to mention for the free agents to come in and things like that, allowing a Rockets culture to be somewhere that people want to come to. I think we're there now from this debacle of the last 3 years. And it was bad. So, we got called everything, what it was, a dumpster fire and
AAU team.
Yeah, and we just got to give a shout out. I think we need to do it every time we talk about the Rockets. We need to shout out Ime Udoka. He was the thing that changed. As soon as he came in, he established that culture with Van Fleet and Dylan Brooks. Now it's just kind of an established culture. Guys are pretty together. They're out there in the off season together. And they had a hard-nosed, fighting mentality all year last year. So, I think what they can bring back from the USA team is big too. That's another set of experience and different style of basketball that they can bring to the Rockets and apply it to our style and our scheme.
For sure. I mean, they're not saying that they're the same player, but there are a lot of archetypes on the USA team that are similar to what we're trying to build over here with the Rockets. So kind of being able to see that in real time and maybe kind of bring it over is also really interesting, Again, not that they're the same players, but some of the play styles, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Green, semi-similar, some of the things that they can do with one.
Not Jalen Brown and Cam Whitmore.
Yeah, man. Derek White being on the USA team instead of Jalen Brown is also.
That was right.
But that's a conversation for another time. But yeah, those are all good points for me. Donte, man, there's a lot of things that we kind of talked about here. Gorman brought up a lot of things, especially coaching, and Ryan kind of talking about some of the little things. Is there anything that you noticed from the USA Select team with Amen and Jabari that they might be able to bring over that they learned playing against the gold medal winning team in USA?
Man, they can learn a lot over there, man. I say, I think it helped them. Anything it helps them getting better. You know, playing over there with the top notch competition over there, and then coming over here and bring some of the emphasis of that on this team. And like Chris said, the moment Ime Udoka stepped in that door, everything really changed. Everything changed from the top, from the bottom to the top. We was called a laughing stock, dumpster fire, AAU basketball team, which that's what we played like every single night. I mean, again, like you gotta fault that and you gotta fault that in what Steven Silas foot. You gotta fault that on his hand. The guys didn't pay attention to him. Raphael Stone, when Raphael Stone is involved in the film room and in the practice, that tells you how bad it actually really is. And Steven Silas just didn't know what he was doing as a head coach. Now he could be assistant coach. But as a head coach for a young team, it was too much for him. And when Eric Gordon is jacking up shots, and Eric Gordon was not known to be a leader, but when he's jacking up a shot like he did in Sacramento and fouling and giving an I don't care foul, Eric Gordon is one of the best professionals in the NBA. Now, when he does that and he comes out and blasts the team, and something that's not in his character, you know something is wrong.
Something's wrong.
When John Wall said what he said, a lot of it was true. Let's just be honest. But it also put a hamper on him because he never played back. He didn't play basketball again. I don't think he played basketball.
He got traded back to us, and we cut him twice.
So that put a stamp on his reputation. When KJ Martin said what he said, now he got a big contract in Philadelphia. He got to play, but he didn't play too much. But other than that, what I'm saying, we came a long way. We actually came a long way. You got to thank Ime Udoka. But I'm going to also give credit to Raphael Stone because he drafted well. He drafted the right players. Just didn't have the right coach. Now we got the right coach, and he still drafted the right players. The players weren't bad that he drafted. You drafted Tata Watson, who wasn't a bad player, but guess who was his coach? Right. Guess who was Josh Christopher coach? Guess who was Josh Christopher coach? Guess who was KJ Martin coach? So the draft picks wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. It was just the coaching. Now you look at the draft that Ime Udoka did. You look at Tari Eason. Who was his coach? Coach Steven Silas. Who's Jabari Smith coach? Coach Steven Silas. Now who is the coach now with Jabari Smith and Tari Eason? Coach Ime Udoka. So that just tells you I gotta give credit to Raphael Stone and the roster he put together. And all the draft we hit in the draft. We actually hit in the draft. It's just all about having that coaching, man. Having the coaching. When you have the coaching, you can go a long way. We was undefeated when we actually got in the fights. Yeah, you have to credit to Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet. Toughness. We needed toughness, and we had that.
We need to start fighting every game.
Yeah, I'm very excited. But we did look like the last 3 years. We did look like a youth basketball team. We looked like an AAU straight basketball team that year, and I'm glad.
Yeah, I mean, even players like Boogie didn't want to play with us for long. Like you said, John Wall with his antics, and like Victor
Money Brooks.
Yeah, bro, you want to get out of here, and then wow factor and Oladipo, he wanted to immediately.
He didn't want to even come back. He didn't want to come back.
Yeah,
he passed up all that money, and he didn't want to come back. He didn't want to come back. He didn't bother about coming back.
Ain't that crazy, man? But that's like you said, that speaks to the nature of the team, And again, I know we did get a little sidetracked there, but like Ime is just like, we always got to shout out Ime, man. It's like you revive the culture, you revive the team in a sense. Between him and Stone, just sticking to his stones and doing what he's got to do. We've been able to remain as this better team and evolve going forward, and I'm really excited to see what we got going on. But go ahead, you got something?
No, go ahead.
Okay, all right.
I want to say one thing. It got so bad. Y'all remember when James Harden first asked for a trade, and they asked him what was he doing, and he made up that lie about he working with his personal trainers. But not after that, PJ Tucker comes right in, and he straight up I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. He straight up lied and said, "I'm here for PJ Tucker." PJ Tucker even quit on the Rockets. He even quit. You knew he was about it out. He said, I'm here to talk for PJ Tucker. But at the end of the day, by his play, you just knew he quit. You just knew he didn't want to play. Once James Harden wanted to go, you just knew he didn't want to play anymore.
It was over. Yeah, it was over, man. And like, it is sad to see the end of an era, especially, but sometimes teams run their course. But I don't know. I think a lot of issues are just people want to go to new places and no one can stay committed. I mean, look at the Utah Jazz, man, they played the same two core members for 20 years to get a crack at a championship twice. And although they didn't get it, it doesn't matter because they stuck to themselves. They got all-time records and whatnot, and they did what they got to do. But I don't know, you just don't see that anymore. The player gets upset for a year and a half, and they gotta go.
It's not showing to prove to work either, though.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. It hasn't. I mean, every player that's been demanding a trade in the last 5 seasons or has been very upset with the team that caused the rebuild has won nothing.
Pretty much.
They won nothing, and the closest anyone got to that was the Bucks in 21 when they traded for Drew Holiday, but Drew Holiday wasn't an upset asset. He was just bored playing for the Bucks.
Drew Holiday wins championships. You trade for Drew Holiday, you win a championship.
Yeah, back to back times he got traded that first year, he won a chip, which is very very interesting. Shout out Marcus Smart, by the way. It's unfortunate he couldn't win a chip with that team. He was the ultimate Celtic for a while there. I love that man.
PJ Tucker almost did it. PJ Tucker almost did that. He got traded to Milwaukee, won a chip, then he went to Miami and almost won a chip there too.
Yeah, it was like back-to-back finals. Yeah, because that Miami team beat the Bucks that next year.
The Bucks the very next year. Yup.
Yeah, well, shout out to Locked On Rockets. He had PJ Tucker on, and he said that 21 Miami team was between them and the 19 Rockets team are his 2 favorites.
Okay, I respect that. That was a very good Miami team for sure.
That was a great Miami team.
Yeah. Now, no, that's all good, man. We got to do what we got to do. Now, the next thing I got is I want to kind of talk about just very briefly about Jalen's players only meeting. Now, I didn't see anything come out about it except that he called this meeting. I didn't see who ended up showing up. We just saw the list of players that were invited to this thing. I didn't see any pictures, video, anything like that. I don't even know if it's taken place yet. I just saw the article come out and then nothing else about it. Do you guys know anything about
I saw that everyone showed up, I think, for maybe Steven Adams.
Because Steven Adams is coaching his youth thing in like New Zealand or something like that.
I think
Was he even invited?
or something like that.
Was Adams invited? I thought it was all the young guys and the oldest guys.
No, it was the whole team. It was a team invitation. But I will say what I really loved about Jalen Green calling this practice or whatever you want to call it, I love seeing how he's taking the leadership role. I think seeing this after he just learned under Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks for a season, I think that's a huge step going forward for us. I think he knows that he needs to be that player for us. Like I said in our previous podcast, that for us to really contend, he needs to play his best. He needs to be that leader. And I think that's what we're going to get out of him, especially him taking this step.
100%. Now, Donte, Ryan, and I have talked in ad nauseum about how Jalen Green needs to be this player. But, I mean, Gorman, I've yet to really hear, had a chance to talk to you kind of about how you feel about, Jalen Green and the steps he needs to take, not only to remain on the team, but to make sure the team is successful. This leadership meeting, do you think that's a step in the right direction?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think you can ask much of somebody that's not winning, if that makes sense. So trying to find a leader was a little bit harder to do the last few years, and you kind of have to latch on to, an incoming veteran like they did with Fred VanVleet to kind of show him how to be that kind of leader. And I think that, he can do it now, and if he was going to try to do it last year, I don't think it would have had as much of an impact, Yes. We're a playoff hopeful this year. So I think that, anything we can do to be closer as a team is going to definitely improve in chemistry.
Yes.
And then, a good voice in the room. I mean, we say we want Jalen to be the leader, but I think it really matters on what he, what kind of voice he has. And if he's going to, have a trustworthy voice in the locker room, then absolutely let him be the leader. I think that's still yet to be shaken out, but I think, definitely.
I think that the voice in the room, especially with Jalen Green going into this next season where he's on the verge of being traded, I think this is a good step, like I said, for him calling this a players-only meeting. But if he really wants to be that voice in the room, he needs to show up for us next season. He needs to be the leader. He needs to play his best. He needs to be doing what he did in March. At least half of that.
Yeah. Just being a consistent shooter at the end of the day is what you need.
He needs to show why he should be that leader on the team.
Yes, because it's no at all disrespect to Alper and Şengün, but like it seems like the direction is going towards LP, kind of regardless of what Jalen was doing last year.
Alperen Şengün is our best player. He's a great player.
Yep.
The team, though, I think it runs through Jalen Green, and if Jalen Green gets traded, then it runs through Alperen Şengün.
That's an interesting direction because a lot of it seemed, not wrong. There was a lot of guard play last year, regardless of how the guards played. It was mainly centered around guards and then kind of Şengün. So
it was. But think about it, right? If Jalen Green gets traded, then we trade for a star. If he doesn't get traded, the team is completely centered around him.
I want to say completely centered. I think Jalen Green completes the team, but the talents that Jalen Green brings is tailored towards what Şengün lacks.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
I think he kind of picks up like if he's gonna be what we're expecting, right? That shooter, the 3-level scorer, and then like a tertiary playmaker. That's kind of like that's at the end of the day what you're asking him, and then be able to hold his man respectfully.
Oh, and also Rockets Twitter fan base, Rockets fan base, whatever. Don't come at me. I'm not dissing Şengün. Şengün is a great player. I love Şengün. Don't come at me now. I have to
address the mob. My goodness, yeah. We still love Şengün up on the channel, But Donte, man, so this Jalen Green leadership meeting, what are your thoughts on it? And I asked Gorman if it's the step in the right direction. But do you think this has any ulterior motives? Do you think it's like a last ditch effort to show the team like, hey, I really want to be here? Do you think it's desperation, or what are your thoughts?
I think it is. I think he's trying to step up as being a leader. I think for us to hit another level, like I've been saying, I'm gonna keep saying it. For us to hit another level and be a playoff team, not be a playing team. For us to hit another level, Jalen Green is gonna have to be the guy. He's gonna have to be the guy that steps up. LP turned into like a star type player already. He's our best player, no doubt about that. But for us to hit another level, I need Jalen Green to be more consistent in the first half of the season. We can't wait again for the second half of the season for you just to show up. We want to see something in the first half. So again, yes, for us to hit that another level and be a very good team, he's gonna have to step up. He's gonna have to be Jalen Green. He's gonna have to push his game to another level for us to be very good.
Yeah, I like the no comparisons here. He's gonna have to be Jalen Green and not another player. That's what I like to hear, man. He's gonna have to be Jalen Green. That's what we picked him for. That's what we're asking for.
Well, I think when Jalen Green plays his best ball, that's when we're the best team that we can be. That's the best way to put it.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, when Jalen Green is on, and not even 100% on, like 75% on, the offense is so smooth. We're blowing teams' backs out left and right. We're getting to scrums, beating the out of teams and all that. I mean, you are absolutely right about that. When Jalen Green is on, it doesn't matter who else is on, because now everybody else is turned up to 10 when they see their 2-guard going off. I think that speaks true to most teams across the board. When your guard is like doing the offense correctly, making those shots you expect them to hit, getting those rebounds, fighting for the plays, the entire team's energy just goes up, right? I'm not making a one-to-one comparison, so don't roast this, but it's kind of like what we were asking Tate to do that first year. He'd come in and be that bruiser. Now you have not only have like a light bruiser, but someone who's going to be able to actually make shots. Someone who's going to be able to actually make plays and get those rebounds. Now everyone's fighting to get those spots, or trying to get to those spots quicker, fighting for those rebounds. The offense is running faster, and we've seen Jalen does play best in the full court sprint than the half court. So getting him in sprint, getting Cam and Tari Eason in full sprint mode. I mean, you got 4 guys that can just run to the corner and dome a 3 or dunk it on you. What do you want? You are right about that, right? That's a fantastic point.
Well, let me ask you guys this. I was talking about this the other day. What if there would be a number for Jalen Green that would say pay me, and I'm going to put it on the 3 ball? What number would you give that 3 ball for us to make the playoffs and Jalen Green max extension? Because I think there's a lot tied to that number. What would y'all?
What do you mean by number? Like shooting percentage number? What do you mean?
What's the 3-point shooting percentage for Jalen Green that gets him a max contract and us into the playoffs?
42, 43.
Wow. That bad, huh?
I'm I'm gonna say about 36. If he can get about 36% from the 3-point line, like first year he was like 34, I believe. I don't know what was his 3-point percent last year, but I'll say about 36. If he makes 36% of his threes and average by like 22 to 23 points, I think we a playoff team, and I think that's contract right there.
Yep.
I think that's your contract right there.
Me too. That's where I think it's tied to 36, 37%. If he hits that, we're in the playoffs. I mean, full blown playoffs, six seed. We're in the playoffs, and he gets max paid. I mean, really, that's the only number that really
reason
matters.
I said 42, 43 is because I really think it goes back to his consistency numbers. I really don't believe that it's all about his shooting percentage. Sure, his shooting percentage can be great. Let's say he's shooting 42, 43%, but it's inconsistent. I'd rather him shooting a lower number, but consistently, than a high number inconsistently.
Yeah, I understand what you tell him to shoot lights out.
Higher highs and lower lows.
If he shoots lights out, if he shoots 40%, 2% from the three, you basically tell him to shoot lights out. Like
that would be league. That would be leading the league.
Crazy. If
he was in March. He was shooting the lights out in March.
Yeah, if he does
Dylan Brooks is leading the league in 3-point percentage at 1.2.
Yeah, if he does that though, imagine how many teams will just beat down. If he's shooting that type of percentage from the three. 42%. If he's
that's a lot of space.
That's a lot, man. Come on, man.
That's a lot of space.
Chris has got March Jalen Green highlights on in the back right now.
That's it.
H-Town Rundown does not own any of those highlights that are going on in the background.
No.
But I think that's a good point. 36, 37, 40. I don't know. I'm cheesing, man. I want to say 38%, but like that's the same thing between 37 and 38. At the end of the day, like I think 38% from three is on the higher end, but I think it's realistic. Along with him shooting, because now
I think he can shoot that. I think he can shoot that. That's only like I believe 2 percentage points where he shot his rookie year, and he started out bad too. His rookie year, he came on again. He came on hot in late last year. He came on hot and shot 34%. So I think if he can shoot 36, I think that's good enough.
I agree. Between the realistic end, I think is 36, 38. 38 being me, the hopeful, and then 36 being probably the most realistic that he will shoot. But I think if he is shooting that 38%, I'm going to 100% agree with you, Gorman, on him being like, we're going to be bona fide 60, like bona fide 60. But I just like, and now we get into like the nitty gritty, like specific analytics, right? I think 36 isn't necessarily too low, but it's more of what you're expecting, what you're needing, right? And I think that'll put us firmly in the play-in at 8 seed. But I really think shooting that 38% every night, you look at him and say, oh my gosh, this guy's hot, shooting 38% from three. We're going to triple him. Oh, wait, hang on. They also got Alperen Şengün. Okay, well, how are we going to defend that? Oh, now they got Trent Van Vliet running off ball and Dylan Brooks. I think that 38% just means different on paper than 36. That's why I want to go with 38. Is I think if he's shooting 38, he's getting paid, probably not the max, but I think he's getting the closest we can offer to a max contract.
I don't even think he'll get the max. I think Alperen Şengün's get the max.
Oh, for sure.
Close to it.
Yeah, for sure. I think Alpie's getting the max no matter what. No matter what. He could have the exact same numbers this season, 21, 9, and max 4.5, 5. And like that, he's getting max right there immediately. And I respect that. I think Jalen, he's going to fall within low tier max if he meets bare minimum requirements for the season. Bare minimum. But if he exceeds anything above that, he's getting as close as we can get to the max. He's not getting the max no matter what. I don't think he's getting the max at all. But I think we can get him a lot closer to what his desired pay is going to be, depending on that 3-point percentage. And he also has to shoot much better at the rim. And the refs need to give him his gosh damn whistle at home. I'm tired of watching this man go to the paint and get smacked, bro. I'm tired of it, man.
Right.
So yeah, and overall his numbers will go up too once he starts converting, but two also actually get those calls. But he's got to convert on those free throws. Shooting 79% is not what I want to see from my two guard. Right? I need that 85 plus, from free throw line for sure. Now, tiny side segment. Now that we're still here, 2K ratings dropped. I don't know how everyone plays 2K. I don't know how that all matters much. But 2K ratings dropped. And for the rookies, they've got that Zach Richardson guy that plays for Atlanta as a 75. They got Alex Sarr, who was doo-doo in the summer league, as a 75. And they got Reed Shepard, who plays for us, the best in his class, at a 73 overall. Now, I want to know how y'all feel about that 73 overall, because I feel like, and there's not a massive difference between 73 and 75. I get it. But we all watched for you. He was very clearly the best rookie in his class. Very clearly. Rob Dillingham, I think, is a top 4 prospect, top 5 prospect in that. They have him as a 72 overall. I'm curious on what your guys' thoughts are. Again, just talk some BS. Obviously, 2K Take-Two is not the biggest brain when it comes to 2K ratings. But I'm just curious. What are your guys' thoughts on that 73 rating? Is it too high, too low?
Well, if Shea is a 97 and Victor Wembanyama is a 90, a 91, I think Reed Shepard can be a 75 like Alex Sarr.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But 2K is doing one thing correct.
Mhm.
Ronnie 2K, thank you for this. I don't like you in any other thing you've done for the game since 2K20.
God, generational hate, Jesus.
But thank you for making Bronny a 68 and humbling him.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's not a 90 overall. That would have been funny. That would have been pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
73 sounds about right. I know that sounds low for you guys, but we only seen Reed in summer league. I'm not trying to say temper expectations, and I don't think he's good and all that, but what happens? There's not a lot of minutes on this roster, and then when he comes up here and they say, "Hey, we probably best served to try to get him some developmental point guard minutes down in the G League," are people going to go crazy? Are we going to start acting like, "Oh no, what's wrong with Reed?" I think we just need to be careful. 73 is good for me as long as the shooting percentage is good, or shooting rating is good. If he's got a real good shooting rating, I'm in. But when we see that kind of stuff up against the athletes in the defense, it might show those ratings to be a little bit more true, I think.
For sure. No, my only question is, they got Alex Sarr, who was lackluster, who was Anthony Bennett 2.0. And they got him as a higher rating than Reed Shepard. That's my only complaint.
That's wild. Well, I mean, I'm sure they probably rate the defense on there too, and they probably got him real high on the defensive rating.
Probably.
There's not a lot of big men that can cover 1 through 5. I mean, you cover 1 for the most part. So that could be right if it's on the defensive end. Is probably all his ratings, and that's probably the highest he'll ever get. I mean, he's a lot of defense, and there's not a lot of offensive bag to him. So if he's not knocking down shots, there's not much to Alex Sarr in my shot.
Oh, yeah. What did he do? 0 of 11 for 1 game? My goodness, bro, man. Anthony Sarr 2.0. It's all right, though. Hey, I wish the best for sure.
Do that.
Donte, man, these 2K ratings, man, for Reed Shepard, before we move on to our team, because our Rockets team 2K ratings got dropped as well. I want to talk about those just for a brief moment. What are your thoughts on Reed being a 73? Do you think it's right? Do you think it's too low?
I said at the when we was in backstage, I think it's legit. I think it's pretty good. I think the ratings already was made before everything popped up. I think they were already kind of made
For sure.
before everything. So other than that, I think it's all right. It's pretty good, man, for him to be a 73 overall. We just gotta see how he's gonna do in the regular season, though. We just gonna have to see how he do. I think he's gonna do fine. I think he's gonna be well. I think he's gonna be able to shoot better. We already know what he can do with the mid-range jump shot. He shoots that mid-range jump shot like, man, he's so smooth shooting that mid-range jump shot. I love when he do it. He'll remind me of Chris Paul. He'll remind me of Chris Paul when he shoots that mid-range, man. So much, bro.
Mm-hmm. Now, so it seems like
I'm gonna be right back, fellas. I gotta switch cams here.
All right, do what you got to do, sir. So moving on kind of to the next thing real quick, just a quick little thing. So Alperen Şengün came out. We're going to do starters first and then move down the list. We won't do everybody. We'll just do all the way to your boy Jeff Green. So 1 through 11 players. You got Şengün as an 86.
That's right.
I think he's an 87, 88 because you got Derek White as an 87.
If Wemby's an 88, then Şengün. If Wemby's a 91, then Şengün's a 95.
No,
respectfully,
I
right?
think he's about around 86. He's a superstar. He's considered a superstar now. When you're over 85, you're a superstar. When you're 85, you're a superstar anyways.
It's fine.
So-
We played the Spurs 3 times in the first who knows how many games, so we'll see why Şengün should be higher than Wemby.
For sure. Now Jalen Green is listed as an 85.
Nope, should be an 84.
I say
Yeah,
84, but I'm not mad at 85. I see where they're going with it.
Obviously, if they're gonna go over for us, hey, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
It makes the team more fun to play with.
Yes.
Not like I'm going to be playing 2K25, but still.
Yeah, but like it like 85, like because then that's saying Jalen is just one tier down from Alperen Şengün in terms of rating. And like, let's be honest, right now, it's like 2 or 3, right? I think 83, 84 is more accurate for sure. Now they got Fred VanVleet listed at an 85. I think that's fine.
I think he should be.
That's fine. 85 is fine.
I'm not mad at 85. I think he should be 83 though. But I like 83. I'll say that.
83, really?
Yeah,
83,
84 for Fred, but like I said, I'll take it. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not mad at it. I'm not gonna go crazy harsh over it.
Next, they got Dylan Brooks rated as an 80 overall.
81.
The 81, 82. 81, 82.
I think he should be a little bit higher than 80. I agree.
82. I like 81, 82.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
This is not 2K20 Dylan Brooks.
Yeah. This is like actually good Dylan Brooks. You know what I mean? And then Jabari Smith Jr. 81 overall.
80 what?
81. I think that's
81 or 4?
That's pretty good. Jabari Smith 80, 84. I say 82. I'll say 82.
81. I think is 81.
83 is fine.
He was a 77. He was a 77 last year, so that's not bad. He moved up 4. That's pretty good. Okay. I'll do it.
Now coming off the bench, first you got Ben Thompson as an 82.
Damn, that boy could be a star.
He should be an 80.
Hey, what he run last year? What was his rank last year?
76.
Yeah, but he made his way up to an 82, so we should just stay at 80. He should be an 80.
Yo, he approaching star status fast. Yo, that's right. Okay.
Now next you got Steven Adams as an 80. I think that's right. He's been hurt.
That's fine.
I don't know how good he's going to be.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I'm going to skip over one for right now because I want to save your reactions. Cam Whitmore as a 79. I think he should be an 80, but 79 I think is fair. I think
Bro skipped over Tari.
Hey, he jumped up.
We'll get to Tari. But yeah, Cam is a 79. I think that's fair, right? Do we think that's
fine? Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. All right. You got Jeff Green as a 75. I think that's fair again.
That's fair. So what's Tari?
You got Jock Landale as a 77.
Boo!
Not foul. 75 will do it. 75 will do him, but it's foul. The way
Again, I'll take 77.
The middle of the season, the second half of the season, he played just like that. That's
It should be you know what? If Alex Star is a 75, Jock Landale can be a 76.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll take that. Now, the last rating is Tari Eason as an 80 overall. That's all they got him at.
I'm not going to complain about it. He was
not
hurt.
because he was hurt. Yeah,
I
can't
think
complain about it.
I get
if he wasn't hurt, his ratings would have been probably better. His rating probably would have been better if he wasn't hurt. Yeah.
True. But gosh, I'm surprised that they really take injury into account so much for all this, because you got players like Kevin Durant who missed an entire season and they kept him at a 95. They kept him at a 95 back to back, right? And again, it's Kevin Durant. I'm not saying it's KD, but like if you injured, you should take a little hit to your rating, right? So my only issue is that it is that. But otherwise, yeah, that's our 2K ratings. Yeah, that's about almost it there. Looks like everyone is getting ready to head out. Now, I've got one more thing. Sir Ryan, if you got a bounce, man, hey, I appreciate you, sir. We will definitely get going towards it. But I appreciate everyone that ended up showing up today. But yeah, hopefully everyone has a fantastic weekend. And I think that's going to be it, right? Does that wrap us up, boys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Right on. Well, that's all we got in and off on the 2K ratings today, man. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Now, I remember we talked about we were going to end up saying something about the in-season tournament here, but we did run out of time today, so it is what it is. We will talk about them next time, so be sure to tune in. We're going to talk about the in-season tournament next episode, as well as the regular season schedule that ended up dropping. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening. Ryan, man, before you go, where can I find you?
At Ryan Dime 15 on Twitter, at Ryan Diamond 15 on Instagram. Y'all know where y'all can find me, H-Town Rundown podcast, and you can find me on the Rockets Round Robin podcast with Donte and Preston as well.
Right on, man. Right on, man. Love to see it. Love to see it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Donte, man, where can we find you, brother?
Y'all can find me at Instagram, Coach Donte 5. Y'all can find me on X at Coach Donte 31. Y'all can find me. Also, y'all can find me on TikTok at Coach Donte 5 as well. Y'all can find me at pretty much here at the H-Town Rundown as well. My guys, Ryan, Press, and special guests we have. Y'all can also find me at Rockets Round Robin as well.
Right on, right on. Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening today. Another beautiful episode of the H-Town Rundown Houston Rockets. Be sure to follow me, your host, at drip2ps_GAWD on X as well as Instagram. Be sure to follow the account, guys. Follow the account at H-Town Rundown on YouTube as well as Instagram. And then be sure to follow at the H-Town Rundown on our Facebook channel and Twitter account, man. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Cue the outro.